Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Universus Academy podcast. I am your host, John Jennings, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Mr. Ryan Kraft and Mr. Matt Childress. How we doing, guys?
Doing great. What's up?
Yeah, man, we're doing good. We're doing good. Just ready to dive into some more of these previews.
Oh, it's a nice little indicator with previews and the word dive, Matt.
Mm.
Because the first card we're going to look at is Dark Shadow Dive. It is Tokiyami's attack. It is a 4-3, a 4 difficulty 3 control check with a +2 mid block and a 3 high for 4 damage. It has ally, ranged, and slam. It has the static effect. While this card is in your card pool, rival checks to play foundations get -1. And then we have enhanced commit 1 foundation. This attack gets +2 speed and +1 damage. So initial thoughts, obviously it fits into his ally theme, and his ranged. All of his attacks are also have ranged. Yeah, it's a good defensive card. It's got a enhanced that makes it like a decent damage attack. Makes it like what, a 5 high for 5.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's an okay card. It's fine. It's got some probably it'll probably fit somewhere as like maybe a 1 or 2 of in a deck somewhere. But yeah.
yeah. So what's kind of cool about this is it's like a pseudo 5 diff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a 4 diff, so you can like lead with it, and then you tap a foundation, so it's kind of like as if it played as if a 5,
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then it has stats like a 5 diff attack as well, the 5 high for 5. So like that's kind of a cool approach to the design there, and kind of I think it makes the attack a little bit more approachable if you view it that way as well. Like would you play a 5 high for 5 that didn't commit something, and then also gave your rivals checks to play foundations -1? I don't know, maybe. Like I don't think it's incredible, but um, I think it was Chris was pointing out like it's kind of this cool like poke blocker, right? Like you can just block with this and see like if your rival's just trying to poke and get some free momentum, and then you make the rest of the turn harder because they want to build out foundations, but you blocked and
Right.
now they have to, maybe
Mm-hmm.
commit resources for that. So that's kind of a cool use for this card. Does Tokiyami, does he add an ally card? Yeah, from your discard pod in your
hmm
card pool. Yeah,
Yep.
so like he
You can
can
just
even
do that.
just do this. Yeah, he can
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
just like if they just poke, he doesn't even have to block with this. He can just add it in there, and then he could block with one also or something. Like
Oh,
Yep.
that'd be give everything -2. That's a
minus 2 for the turn. Yeah, good luck playing those foundations. Like I said, like this card's cool. I
Mhm.
don't know how impactful it ends up being. There might be a Tokiyami 2 deck that just really abuses this, and that could be kind of cool.
Yeah, I think this card is cool. Obviously you want to get the ally package going with Tokiyami 2 and just like commit things for abilities like this and ready him back up. Um, play like Crow and Frog takedown and like ready your character and do it some more during the turn, I guess. I assume you'll be seeing a lot of like commit one foundation cards on his stuff that you'll want to play. And if they're
Mhm.
worth it, I'm totally down. I mean, if I can ready things back up, why not?
Yeah, and it's also worth noting dope art. Yeah, like
Oh yeah.
it's just Dark Shadow doing Dark Shadow things. He's
That's
just
been a
diving all up in
theme.
that mug.
Yeah, it's been a
Hmm?
theme with every card that Tokiyami or Dark Shadow are on. It's just banging art.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, resting between bouts is okay. It's just him sleeping in a tree. I wouldn't say it's banging, but
Yeah,
I
but
don't
man, you're just
even
like, damn, he's cool, right?
I
he
don't even know
is.
what that
That's
card
just what that
is.
card is.
That's his
Uh,
foundation from this set.
yeah,
He
he's
is
chilling.
clearly given zero fucks. That's for sure. He's
Mhm.
just like
You ever slept in a
whatever.
tree, Matt?
Once or twice. Let's not talk
Don't
about it
lie.
though.
Quit lying though.
I mean,
Cap.
I used to have a lot of
Cap
tree
alert.
houses.
Yeah, that's true, he did.
Yeah.
Um, Next up, Matt is going to tell us about Revel at his masterpiece.
Oh man. So I just gotta start. I love this card, but the thing I love most is the artwork. It is Endeavor just being crazy. Like it's awesome, like cackling uncontrollably. Anyway, it's a 2/5, +2 mid block, and it has Endeavor symbols, so it's all earth and fire. And then it's enhance your turn. Discard the top card of your deck. This attack gets +1 damage. Then it says Endeavor or Todoroki form remove. If you have 10 or fewer cards in your deck, draw 2 cards. Okay, so that enhance is awesome. Um, I'm gonna windmill slam this into so many decks because it's just free damage. I'm just gonna discard cards and get free damage all day. It's not once per turn. There's no attack type restriction. Like you just run these symbols and you just discard stuff, which plays into what Endeavor wants to do, right? Like he wants to get stuff into his discard pile. Um, then the Endeavor in Todoroki form, I think it's cool. I don't think it's the reason that most people are playing the card though. Like I think you're playing it for that damage pump. But at the same time, if I can just randomly, it's not randomly, if I can just get to the end of my deck and draw 2 cards, you could do some really cool stuff with this. Maybe you do like some staggering positivity plays off of fire or all, and you shuffle back in a few cards earlier to put in a few couple of attacks that you need, and then you just try to dig into them. You know, maybe you have 2 or 3 of these in play, and you just pop them all to draw. Because it's 10 or fewer, so you could just have 3 of these and just draw 6 cards. That seems kind of nutty. So I don't know. I think this card's really cool.
Is this card is that form good enough to make you want to play Mighty Punch in your main deck for either of those characters?
I think Endeavor could do it.
Hmm.
Whatever. Just mill myself. Let's go. Let's go.
Right? I think Fire likes this card more than anything because you can play League Interview, the Dobby card. It's like first
Mhm.
form to discard 2, and then you can play Frigid Heat Wave, obviously. And if you can get Frigid Heat Wave online with this, good lord, you ain't gonna have less than 10 cards for long. 'Cause you're about to draw all of them.
Mhm.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, like the free enhance to discard top card of your deck to get +1 damage on everything you play. Yeah, why not? This card's gonna see a lot of play. I don't know why you
Mhm.
wouldn't play this card in every symbol that has it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just free damage. Like it can also do cool things. Oh, and never mind, it's your turn. You can do cool things still to counter Jiro on your turn. I was
Mhm.
thinking like if you could do it on like her turn too, so you could like mill out so you don't get screwed by blocks, but that doesn't work. So yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, no,
But
I agree with all those sentiments. Yeah, free
and it's
damage.
a rare, so it's gonna be
Yeah,
foil. I just want to point that out too. So it's gonna look
yes,
real good.
yeah. I really hope this is one of the XR, so we get maybe like the foundation's like full art.
Oh,
That'd be really sweet with this one. I
God,
think.
it'd be glorious.
Yep. Um. Next up, let's see. That was Revel and his masterpiece. Next up, Ryan is going to talk to us about travel by tape.
Yeah, so Travel by Tape is it's a new Sero card. It's a 2/4 foundation with a +2 high block. It's got air, order, water. Response flip. After you block an attack, discard your block from the card pool, and then enhance remove. Change the zone of your rival's attack. I feel like this card is going to see a lot of play as well. It's a really nice control piece. Um, so it obviously works really well with plus ultra, right? You just change the zone of any other attacks to mid, then plus ultra block it. So it's just another tape in that regard, I guess. But then the response flip to keep your card pool clear while you're just out here trying to block everything is going to be pretty awesome. Like I actually think Water Kamui Woods will probably like that quite a bit as well, just to keep the card pool clear and get a bunch of triggers off his character. But
Mhm.
just this is like generically a pretty good defensive piece, I think.
Yeah. So one cool thing, sorry, John,
No, no, that's fine.
that Tim Keefe pointed out is that this card's interaction off of air and water with frog kick is pretty amazing. You're
Yeah,
like block with a frog kick, flip this, kick the frog kick, ready a foundation.
Yeah,
Woohoo!
it's pretty solid.
So
I
on
didn't think about
air,
that.
yeah, on air, you're like specialist of sound, -3 to your speed, block with a frog kick. Use this, flip it, kick it out, ready specialist of sound, do it again on the next one. Like
Yeah,
pretty legit.
just a really strong defensive piece.
yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm. Next up, Matt is going to talk to us about confident Counter Strike.
Oh,
Why are we going
man.
out of order here? Is it because Matt really wanted to talk about this card?
I
Um,
mean, yeah, probably. I thought we were just gonna switch some cards around, but that's okay. I will talk about Confident Counter-Strike right now.
good because I want you to.
It's a 4/3. It's an attack. It's a 4/3. Um, it is a 5-speed mid doing 4 damage, +1 mid block, so great stats all the way around so far. 5 speed? Yes. It is fire, good, and void, and it's got the slam keyword, which doesn't do anything. It's just like punch or kick. Um, so it has response. After you block with this card, your rival loses 2 health. Your rival may discard a card to cancel this effect. Then it says enhance. If your last attack was blocked, this attack gets +3 damage. Gimme, gimme. This is an ultra rare also. Let's go ahead and say, but gimme, gimme. Y'all can send them all directly to my inbox, to my mailbox as well. Um, I want all the copies of this card because this just harkens back to so many cards that we've had in the past that when you block with it, you deal damage to them, and I love that concept. I know it's probably not like the best design, like it's kind of an MPE. They're like, I'm losing life while attacking, but man, it's so cool. Like, and they have a way to play out of it, right? Like they can pitch a card if they don't want to lose the life. Most notably, you can absolutely kill them with that ability. Like
Oh
you can
yeah,
get to a game state where they have to pitch the card to not lose the game as you block with these with your +1 mid block. So that's awesome. And then on offense, it's a 4 difficulty that's a 5 mid doing 4. Oh, and if I play this as my second attack and you blocked my first one, now it's a 5 mid doing 7 for no reason whatsoever besides the fact you blocked. Like this
yeah.
card is awesome. I like really, really, really want to figure out ways to fit this into decks. And just kind of go off on people, like
Yeah.
I even like it in like the void discard options, like even if you really hope that they just discard the card, like, okay, that's cool too.
Yeah, I think like playing against fire is going to be a whole chore to deal with. Like you're getting breaker 2'd by Ice Storm, you're getting burned for 2 by this card. Like it's got a +1 block on it. It's gonna be very annoying. But yeah, I mean, and then on offense, if you don't need to block, like you said, a 5 mid for 7, just
Yeah.
basically for free, like on 4
Yeah.
diff, or I guess on a 5, whatever. Um, yeah, this card's awesome. I think it's gonna see a lot of play.
Yeah. And also I forgot to say the artwork is amazing.
Yeah.
Sorry, John. Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna just
I saw
put
you were about to say share your
I'm
thoughts.
gonna save you
Nah,
something
that's
real quick,
cool.
Matt. Like I'll just put Matt says the artwork is amazing above every card on the screen, and then you don't have to say it on every card. It'll save you some words.
No me gusta.
Y'all stupid. Yeah, no. This card's great. I love this card. It's amazing. It's good on offense and defense, as Brian said. I was just as he was talking about it, I was thinking about the fire defense package is actually weirdly really tough. Obviously, you said Ice Stormed. His other 5 diff, the was it Giant?
Giant
I can't
Ice
remember what
Wall or
Giant Ice Wall.
Searing.
Yeah,
Okay.
Giant Ice Wall because that's a breaker 1. Then you've got
Mhm.
Capture Evildoers as a breaker 1. Yeah, like that's
I
going in on a fire deck on like your big aggro turn, and like they block with this one first, and you're like, ooh, okay, that felt bad, and then maybe they have another one, like, oh, do I really want to keep going? Yeah,
Right. So I think the only downside to this card is that it's a slam, and there's not really anything that synergizes with slam right now as far as keywords are concerned. So like if
Mhm.
you're running this, it's gonna feel kind of disjointed in your lineup unless you're just running good stuff the deck, right? Like if you're not really your character's not relying on a keyword of any sort, and you're just running, I'm gonna add stats to it. I'm just gonna play good cards. Then this is gonna feel great in that kind of deck. If you're running something that's more like a ranged kit, like you're talking about off of fire or something like that, it's gonna feel a little disjointed in some situations, but not to the point that I think it's detrimental. I still think this card's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, card's great. Um, moving along, we have Blue Flame Spiral. This is a 5 difficulty, 3 control check attack. It is a +2 low block. It is a 3 mid for 5. It's a Dobby attack, so it's Chaos, Death, and Fire. Charge and Punch. First enhance is Ready to Rival Foundations. This attack gets +4 speed. Enhance, discard the top 3 cards of your deck. If this attack deals damage, destroy 1 rival asset or foundation. So I think this is, some of the first real asset hate we've seen in the game so far. Letting you blow up that. I like the enhance, letting your opponent maybe pick 2 foundations. Maybe you're in a spot where it doesn't matter, but they ready or whatever, and just to make your attack maybe unblockable and kill them. That's, always going to have a spot in a deck, I think.
Yeah, it's effectively just an on curve 5 mid for 5, um, because you ready to, so it's like
Hmm.
really you're giving them back 2 to tap. The thing is that you select the ones, so it's ready to rival foundation. So like you
Hmm.
target choose, like you're saying. So you pick, hey, here, ready those 2 face downs that don't do anything. Um, so like you're gaining a little bit of value there. +2 low block, I think is awesome. I'm right there with you. I want to see more asset destruction. Not that I think like Momo or any of the assets are like crazy right now. But I think just having it in the game again makes those decks play a little bit more honest, just like the momentum stuff we talked about earlier.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to add about the card. I think it's a fine card. It's cool.
Yep. Well, next up, Ryan is gonna have tell some thoughts about Electromagnetic Stomp.
Okay, yeah, so this is a 4/3 +1 low block on a 4-speed low for 4 damage attack. It's got kick, stun 1, and the tech keyword. So tech is just like slam, it doesn't do anything. It's just flavor or random package stuff. But it's got the static that when it goes to momentum, it goes face up. And then it has an enhance you play from your momentum to commit one of your foundations to add the card back to your hand. And then enhance lose 2 health to ready 1 assets.
What
Um,
did you already say what symbols are on there?
oh yeah, it's all evil life. It's Hatsume's symbols. So I don't know how to actually feel about this card. Like I think it's cool that it cycles back to your hand for momentum. It's I mean all the numbers on it are great. It's a +1 low block, 4/4/4/4. You know,
Mhm.
um, I think it's a totally fine card. I mean, it's her ultra rare. I guess it readies her asset
The
Mhm.
box
for
full of
2 health.
babies.
Yeah, to get you an extra card in her. I think it's totally
Well,
fine.
No, it would only
it gets
ready
you the
for
extra damage and
the
speed.
+1/+1.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
So that's
You're
the
right.
commit cost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. I think it's probably fine. I don't know. What do you guys think about it?
Yeah, I think it's probably very good in her. Like I think if you're playing her, you're probably gonna 4x this. Um, just because it does stuff that she wants to do, right? Like commit a foundation to get an extra attack as a 5-hander, that's a guaranteed attack. That's good. Then she can add a pile of damage to it. Plus she can flip one to add +1 for every asset she has in play. So after 4 turns, it's +4 damage for a flip, which is nuts. And then that's assuming you're only playing box full of babies. Sorry, let me clarify. You could be more. And
Mm-hmm.
then, she it can let you get an additional use out of, one of your box full of babies for each time you play one of these. So like you kind of extend turns longer. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's insane, but I think it's probably really good in her. There might be some other cool stuff you can do. I don't really think there's like a kick lineup with those symbols right now. Outside like we were just talking about like frog kick or whatever. But
I was about to say frog kick's the only one.
yeah, so maybe Asui can do some stuff with this, maybe off of life, but I don't think it really does the thing she wants to do outside of maybe just get her that one more attack.
Mm.
So
But she
the
doesn't normally get momentum, so I don't know.
so the only assets you can even ready right now are Earphone Jack, Quick Creation, and Trace Cheek Cape, and of course her asset.
Yeah, but
Um, so not a lot of options on that part of the card.
yeah, I mean, being able to ready quick creation is nuts. That card's very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So maybe Momo runs this and just kind of abandons the weapon thing for that purpose, like just to use this. I don't know. That feels kind of bad.
yeah,
Which I would say is probably good job design. You got ahead of that one. Like putting weapon on this would have been a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's like you guys said, it's good. It probably will find home in her decks or maybe like a Momo themed deck around assets or something like that. Maybe they're like set 3 or 4, maybe there's like an asset that's gonna be totally nuts when you ready it with this attack or something, but who knows. Um
I mean, I
Next up,
guess, I
or go
guess,
ahead.
like just to touch on one more thing, I guess in any character, it's totally fine to like any turn be able to like commit a foundation to get an attack. I guess that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because you can just like you basically store it there and increase your hand size by 1. The turn you're pulling it back. I guess that's
Mhm.
totally fine.
Yep.
and I think that's why it does so little damage. Like it's just a 4 low for 4. It's an off
Yeah,
zone. It's 4 damage. Like there's nothing wrong with this card. Like I don't want people to think that I'm poo pooing on this by any means. Like
yeah,
I just think it's going to be the best in her. It will
Hmm.
probably find a home in another deck as well, but
agree.
I think she uses it very well.
Yep. I mean, we are always complaining about what little card draw evil has, so it's got evil on it.
Right, we're getting there.
Yeah. Next up, we have another Meihatsume Foundation. It is called Mid Match Advertisement. It's a 2/5 with a +2 mid block, taunt, and tech keywords. Enhance flip, discard 1 card. If there are 2 or more tech cards in your card pool, gain 2 health. The best thing about this card, I think, is the picture. Uh,
Eat it
which
in
is
the back, just straight gabbing.
yeah, it's great. Yeah, ugh. I don't know. Maybe there's something like I guess there's the Midoriya Foundation, right? That has life that you if you have to discard it as a cost of an enhance, you draw a card. So if you have that with this, you cycle one to gain 2 health if you've already played 2 cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about all I got.
I mean, I guess
Yeah.
she's gonna draw a bunch of cards and like maybe wouldn't feel bad about doing it, but I don't know why I would even put this in the deck to begin with. To be fair,
Mm-mm.
I feel like this is
Mhm.
one of those cards that I'm poo pooing on. That's gonna be like the best card in the deck.
Yeah.
I mean, so life gain or health gain is not nothing, right?
Yeah,
But this is really expensive. Um, and I get it couldn't just be like enhanced flip gain 2, but
sure.
maybe it could with it being there are 2 or more tech cards in your card pool. Like that's a pretty serious restriction because the only tech cards I think there's maybe one before her kit that was in the game. I feel like it was on random, something else. It might not have been. It might only be her kit. And if that's the case, it's kind of like the same problem Momo ran into, right? The weapon lineup off of her symbols just wasn't very um, expansive. There weren't a lot of options, so therefore she was kind of just meh. And I feel like that's kind of what this is doing to May. Like this card might get better if more tech cards get introduced in later on in sets, and you're just like, oh yeah, pitch one, gain some health. I can do this a bunch of times, and I pop these, and like maybe it gets silly. I don't know, but I'm right there with you guys. Like I think the artwork may actually be my favorite thing about this card too. um,
Hmm.
I will
so
say I think Evil is gonna be extremely hard to kill between the new Toga Foundation Super
Hmm.
Regen, and then if you have the cards to spend on this to just gain 2 life, like I guess maybe if you have 2 things in your card pool that you blocked with, and you can't block anymore, like why not pitch your cards to gain life? But I mean, if you're playing all 3 of those
yeah,
cards, like you could gain a lot of life in Evil.
yeah, that's kind of
So
a good point. Like that's weird.
so we'll see. I mean, it could end up being really good. It could just be like put it in like an attrition deck where you just want to survive and grind them out. They have to do like 50 damage to you before they kill you.
Right? Maybe it's like evil is just randomly benefiting because it seems to be paired up with life
Mm-hmm.
on a few characters
Hmm.
for these first couple sets or whatever, like so far in the
Yeah.
game, and like that it's benefiting to have some random life gain because that's not traditionally something that it really does much of. Um, so yeah, maybe you're right. I don't know, but I maybe one day I don't know.
I had to hedge my bets on this card so I can come back later
There
and
you go.
say I kind of told you.
Called it from downtown.
Or when someone calls out me or just us in general for saying this card was bad, and Ryan can be like, nope, 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 it wasn't all of us, just me, just us. Uh, well, next up, we have another May attack, and Matt is going to tell us about Wire Arrow.
Yeah, so Wire Arrow is a 4 difficulty 3 check with a 4 mid doing 4, and it's got a +1 high block. It's all evil life, and then it has ranged, tech, and weapon as its keywords. And then it has a free enhance that says if this attack deals damage, add 1 tech card from your discard pile to the top of your deck. And then it says enhance, add 1 asset from either player's stage to their momentum. So this card's really cool. Like I think you windmill slam this into Momo, as we were just talking about a minute ago, because it is a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and while she may not benefit a whole lot from being able to add the tech card to the top of your deck, although you could add a copy of this to the top of your deck and then do something to draw a card, like maybe a passing the torch,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just get to pull one of these back to your hand. She's still working real hard to do that 6 damage, but at the same time it also lets her randomly generate a momentum, not randomly, just like from a snap momentum, which is really
Mm-hmm.
good. So it's like use a quick creation and then you snap and put it into your momentum to then use it to do and pay some other costs. Like, I think this card's really cool. I definitely think this is again in May is going to be like a 4X. And I think it'll find probably a home in some other decks because it does have that ranged and weapon keywords on it also.
Yeah, I think off of all, you're gonna love this card in May, because like you can just put a tech card on top of your deck and then destin for mainstream success to draw it. You like just pull up
Hmm.
any of your tech attacks, or if you just need a check, like you just throw a 5 check on top and you love it. Snap momentum's always good for. I mean, maybe you get it for your plus ultra kill condition that turn. Um, I like this card a lot, and it's got a great block to boot. Um, Sign me up, man. I'm definitely putting this on my May deck.
That's good you say that, Ryan, because this card is also weirdly an anti-May card, right? Because if you're playing against her, you can use the enhance to just put one of her box full of babies into her momentum, and
Get
she
it outta
loses her hand.
here.
Yeah, like that's
Good thing I
Yeah.
got 3 more boxes full of babies.
that's true.
So many
Better.
boxes full of babies.
Yeah, but like then at that point you're effectively like removing what made her not feel that bad as a 5 hand size character.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just kind of funny.
Yeah. Again, I'm glad there's more asset interaction.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And lastly, Ryan is going to talk to us about one of May's foundations, floating around my babies.
We're floating?
We float.
All right. So we got a 0-5 foundation with a +4 mid block. Goodness gracious. Tech weapon keywords. Enhance. Remove the top 3 cards from your discard pile. This attack gets +1 damage. So you remove the top 3 cards of your discard pile from the game for +1 damage. I mean, it's on a spam. I guess like a free damage pump on a spam. Like you're obviously not going to do this on every attack. You're gonna lose
Those
the
cards
game
were
real
dead
quick.
to you anyway.
I mean, they might be like they're funny enough. They're not dead in her because she wants to like get the tech cards and put them back on her deck.
Right.
So,
Right.
so like
and Momo can target recur things from her discard pile.
yeah. So I guess you just like
also-
get rid of things you don't want. You know, like I don't know. I mean, I would probably play it just because it's a nice spam card. But I don't love the cost on it. Like you can't just do this on every attack like you can the Endeavor one. Like you're gonna mill the shit out of yourself if you do this on every attack, and you're
Right.
not getting much back for it.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not like remove 1 for +1 or something. Like since this was just discard 1 for +1.
Yeah,
Now, granted, she can do this on both turns. Like she can kill herself at twice the rate, I guess, if she really wants to. I don't know. Really, it's like 3 times, 6 times the rate, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like that it has weapon on it and tech. Like that's cool. Triggers off some other card abilities. Can again work in Momo off of 2 symbols. Gives her just one more weapon thing that she can kind of block with, pull down, that sort of stuff. Which is probably why it has a +4 block on it. Like if it was like a +2, it's effectively like free with her because she gives my speed. But yeah, I mean, again, it's also a 0-5. Kind of hard to be upset with a 0-5.
Yeah.
right.
I'm kind of right there with you, Matt. I was thinking like maybe they tried it and like the remove 2 cards made it just like too good for a 0-5 or something. Like that's the
Maybe.
cost you don't really have to think about. You're like, whatever, it's 2 cards. But with like 3, you're like, well, if I cycle and I've done this like too many times, it's just that much worse. That's kind of my only line of thinking.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. This just makes Present Mike immediately online.
It's true. He's the hard counter for this card.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Worst matchup. You heard it here first. Worst matchup for May is definitely Present Mike. It's not, guys. I can't even say it with a straight
It's
face.
Present Mike and anyone playing mid attacks. You're gonna feel bad.
Yeah. Does your deck have mid blocks? It does. Ooh, we got a problem.
Yeah, no, this card it's just fine, right? Like it's a damage pump on a spam that doesn't commit or flip or something like that. So you can really like if you're on your last attack on your like kill turn, you got like get at that last few damage. Like you don't mind burning through 6 cards for +2 damage, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, when you're getting ready to kill them, just do it on every attack, whatever,
Yep.
and hope that you get the job done. So when you mill your deck, you don't just lose.
Or
Yeah.
if you're a true warrior, you accept the fact that nobody makes you bleed your own blood, and you kill you. No one else kills you, and you mill yourself out. You tell them to go screw it.
That's rough. That's
Yes.
rough, dog.
Yeah, I can't
90
cycle. I killed me, not you. You didn't kill me. I never lose.
We're gonna play the 90 card Mei Hatsume. That way we can't mill ourselves out.
Oof. Maybe that's the play, dude. Since she searches for her box full of babies, you don't got to worry about not seeing them.
This
And
is
then you
true.
just build 90 card May, and you just sit back and you laugh because every attack gets a free +4 damage.
Yeah, I just
Yep.
Ryan in post. I just need you to put the different stages of the big brain meme, like for all this.
No, it's us. It's us putting on the clown makeup from the start to the end.
Oh, well, we've devolved into madness. So I think that's gonna do it for us this week, guys. Thanks for stopping by. We hope you guys have a great week.
And make sure y'all
See you
like,
guys.
subscribe to the channel. Bye.